While they had us distracted, deceived, and divided by the dog and pony circus sideshow of the impeachment proceedings, the House overwhelmingly passed a pair of spending bills to the tune of $1.4 billion. I'm sorry, did I say billion? I meant trillion. Oh, to keep the government going for the next year, of course. For the American people. I mean, it's always for us, right?
Gun violence research and tobacco regulations. Both are big topics lately that will soon get federal dollars and action. They are part of a $1.4 trillion bipartisan spending deal that the House just approved. It's a lot of zeros. So how does this impact you or specific programs?
The House overwhelmingly passed the pair of bills, with the first passing on a 297 to 120 vote and the second passing on a 280 to 138 vote. Both measures now head to the Senate. Of course, the Senate is expected to approve both before the end of the week, and the White House has indicated that President Trump will sign them into law. And of course he will, because they all work together. And when there's bipartisan support to throw more money down the black hole of fiscal recklessness and downright evil, well, that makes politicians feel good about themselves, especially when they're benefiting Israel. I mean Americans, with all that stolen loot. I mean, how else are they going to increase the coffers of the military-industrial complex and fund foreign wars and gun control research? We don't want corporate welfare recipients to go without this year, do we? The two bills, which racked up another $1.4 trillion extorted from future, unborn, now further financially enslaved American tax cows. Thanks, politicians. Both passed the House with ease. Together, the bills constitute 2,313 pages. And we know all these political parasites read every single line on every single page, don't we? Now, if you don't know, spending bills are like piling your plate as high as you possibly can in an all-you-can-eat buffet line. There's so much food on your plate that you can't see what you put on the plate first because it's covered up by all the food that you put on top. That's what a 2,313-page spending package does. There's so much girth to it. There are so many spending entries that most of them get lost in the shuffle. People are getting rich hoping you won't see them siphoning off your wealth to fund their bullshit. So what are some of the things you'll be paying for? Nearly every federal agency will get a bump under the two spending packages. One minibus bill includes a 3.1% average federal pay raise for civilian employees, as well as a smattering of other policy and spending priorities. Specifically, the deal includes a 2.6% across-the-board increase to base pay with an additional 0.5% and locality adjustments, for a total average of 3.1%. If passed into law, raises would go into effect on the first applicable pay period of the new year. This means that government agencies are even more incentivized to spy on, steal from, extort, coerce, kidnap, and cage more Americans than ever before. Guys, think about this. Using the money they stole from you to do you and your family harm, thanks to a bipartisan effort on the part of both Democrats and Republicans. Don't you just love government? Boy, I can't wait to vote. Under one of these bills, thousands of Liberians will get a special path to citizenship. Why? Who cares? Don't ask questions. Just trust the government. They know what's good for you. In spite of the Washington compost pile revealing to Americans that our leaders have been systematically lying to us about what's really been going on in Afghanistan for the last 18 years in regard to the failed drug war, bipartisan nitwits in Congress just approved in this spending bill that money will continue to keep flowing unhindered to that failed war. $4 billion will go to Afghan security forces. And no reasonable person doubts for a second that when that money reaches that region, it'll be wasted. Hey, thanks, taxpayers. And we know from history that a lot of those weapons bought with that extorted money will be turned on American servicemen and women. You can count on it. In this bill, Special Olympics funding will get a 14% boost. $20.1 million will go to that. And in an effort to further undermine your constitutional rights, while almost every politician got up there yesterday trying to convince you that they love and fight for the Constitution, this spending bill will include $25 million to spend on gun violence research. And let's stop kidding ourselves. This isn't money that's going to go to do any kind of honest research. It's money that'll be funneled to ideologically motivated researchers with a single focused purpose: to compile a mountain of documented, skewed, bogus studies that will give bureaucrats the pretext they need to erode more of your Second Amendment rights. If there's any opposition to their political power, these people are against it and will create bills and laws to keep us suppressed. And that's what this $1.4 trillion spending package is all about. It's a bill of further theft, extortion, and suppression of people who are supposed to be living in the land of the free and home of the brave. Meanwhile, this spending package alone once again proves that we live in the land of the fee and home of the slave. If you get something out of these videos, like and share them with everybody you know everywhere you can on social media. And while you're here, take a second to watch a couple more of my videos. Here are 2 of them I think you'll really like. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.